Hi everyone, in today's video we are going to change the tappet cover gasket which is present below the tappet cover right here. Now changing the tappet cover gasket is very important to prevent oil leaks which may happen if the gasket is old. It begins to degrade and it becomes brittle over time, and then you will see oil. This part you see here, this is your part of your gasket, so this can potentially cause oil seepage through this gap here. So to prevent that, we'll change the gasket. And my good friend Nikhil from Bombay has shipped gasket to me here to Palanpur, and I just received it. First thing is we'll undo the air filter assembly. Careful, don't lose the wing nut. Now you have a vacuum hose beneath, which is right here, so you can see this vacuum hose. You'll have to disconnect this one. Just pull it out and it'll come off. Now the next thing is you will have to loosen this assembly a bit. Now to prevent this bellow from getting damaged, you can loosen this up a bit, so you can undo this assembly. So you'll also remove this tubing. Use a plier to remove the hose, and that will expose this head for you. Now it's very simple. You have these screws here, these 4 screws. You can undo it and just unclip these cables which are coming from the distributor to the spark plug. Okay, so again we are going to need these are M6 screws, so socket 10. Guys, remember to keep screws of all the similar type together. Now this screw, you can see it is very long here. And careful because this exposes the engine internals. You are not supposed to have any dust or sand get into it. Okay, now once these screws are off, you can remove the engine head, but before that we'll unclip this hose too. Now you can remove this. There you go, guys. Very clean. This is the gasket, you can see here. Take it out. Now this gasket is actually in a good shape. You can't see any cracks or anything anywhere, so it's practically in good shape, and the car is covered just 97,000 kilometers, so good to see this in good shape. I've seen a lot of gaskets which are cut, broken, brittle, and it begins to leak. Guys, you can see that the engine is also in very good condition. I've seen engines which are much worse because the oil changes were not done on time. This is a good indication that the oil changes were done on time, and you can see because the condition of the tappets, they are shining. Otherwise you'll see a lot of hard Chavanprash like oil smudge covered. Now before we insert the new gasket in the socket or the cavity on the tappet cover, what we'll do is we'll also clean this mating flange properly and just run the cloth around. I don't want to introduce petrol, diesel, WD-40, anything. I'll just, because it's as it is, you can see that it's very clean. I don't want to sand it down or anything, so it's in good condition. I'll leave it be. I'll just clean it with a cloth and insert the new gasket and cover it. Now let's take the new gasket. Okay guys, so this is our gasket, and insert it into the cavity on the tappet cover. Observe that this notch that you see here comes here. Okay, so fits like a glove, as they say. No need of any oil in between, so just clear it. It's not an oil filter that you need to. Once that's done, you place it back, observe the side, and keep it back. I'd love to have this cleaned someday, but today is not the day because I'm a little preoccupied with some other work, so we'll just keep it as it is. Ensure that this notch right here, this is facing here, this corner. Once that's done, you can insert the screws back. Guys, these washers which are used in this bolt, these are prone to getting worn out. You can see here that this is worn out here. So what we'll do is I've got these replacements, so we'll replace them. So notice the direction of inserting the washer. You basically have this raised end and a slightly tapered end, so the bolt has to go this way, like that, because you notice that this raised end, it goes and sits inside this hole here. So be mindful of that when you're inserting the washer into the bolt. Now we can secure this. So once you do that, you can tighten it. Okay, so once that is done, you can replace these rest of the component. So that is done. We'll do a start and see if things are in order. So guys, like I said before, please remember to change your tappet cover gasket if it has been a while since you did it last, because gaskets it's made of nitrile rubber, so it is bound to get brittle over time due to the intense heat developed in the engine. So ensure that you change it on time and prevent any possible oil leaks from outside the engine. That'll be all, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.
Now let's take a look at the parts used in this DIY. This is the washer. You are going to need 4 numbers of it. And this is the exploded parts diagram showing the washer and the tappet cover gasket.